Good evening, Bahamas. Coming up tonight on our news. The education minister responds to new allegations of a conflict of interest.
Attorney Allison Maynard Gibson finally addressing the Fitzgerald scandal. That story's coming up straight ahead.
The PLP and F&M chairmen respond to the controversy surrounding the Christie administration. That story straight ahead.
Our news is brought to you by Alive, the nation's newest and best LTE network.
Good to be alive.
Welcome to our news and thanks for joining us. I'm Christina McNeil. Topping news tonight, Minister of Education Jerome Fitzgerald says he will not be deterred in the face of reports that his mother secured contracts from the National Insurance Board. Details of the contracts were revealed in today's Tribune, which noted that there is nothing to suggest that Fitzgerald or his family members have done anything wrong in relation to the NIB insurance contracts. Fitzgerald questioned the relevance of this story, considering the newspaper itself noted that there was no evidence of wrongdoing. According to Fitzgerald, his mother has owned an insurance company for more than 30 years. As far back as 1992, he says that company has had insurance contracts with the government and quasi-governmental agencies, 15 years before Fitzgerald entered public life as a senator in 2007. He questioned why his mother, a private citizen, was being brought into the last-minute nastiness of a political campaign. Fitzgerald encouraged Bahamians to ignore the public clutter, the innuendos and distractions, and to focus on the issues that matter to them. Well, despite relentless calls by the Free National Movement for Fitzgerald to resign over his controversial email exchange with former Baha Mar developer Sarkis Merlian, Attorney General Allison Maynard Gibson asserted today that Fitzgerald is an outstanding cabinet minister and the opposition is simply trying to distract from his extraordinary accomplishments with foolishness. April Sands reports.
Well, Gibson says just like any other race, your best shot is to try to distract your opponent.
The F&M has repeatedly called for Education Minister Jerome Fitzgerald to be fired following the revelation that he sought to secure millions of dollars in contracts for his ill father's business from Baha Mar. F&M leader Dr. Hubert Minnis has called cabinet ministers out of control, arrogant, and disrespectful, asserting the country can't survive another 5 years under a PLP-led government. When asked if she saw anything wrong with Fitzgerald's actions, the Attorney General said this.
I said before and I say it again, the Education Minister has already spoken very clearly in this matter. The Education Minister is an outstanding cabinet minister who has caused the University of Bahamas to be opened, who has caused every single school in this island in this country to be connected, who has ensured that there is a preschool on every island. Now, if I'm the opponent, of course I would like to distract Bahamians from his extraordinary accomplishments with foolishness. I have nothing to add. I have nothing to add. A complete distraction.
Maynard Gibson added that Bahamians get it.
I hope all of you have a prayer partner. My prayer partners have called me and said, listen, you stay focused and you tell your colleagues too to stay focused and you continue to serve the Bahamian people. Bahamians get it.
The F&M has also called for Maynard Gibson's resignation over her daughter's business interests in Baha Mar. However, she said when you're at the finish line, your opponents seek to distract you.
We are staying focused. My colleagues are staying focused on May 3rd and May 10th, the record of the Progressive Liberal Party in changing fundamentally this country. I mentioned some of the things today for the benefit of Bahamian people stands for itself.
Maynard Gibson said the real Baha Mar scandal is Minnis' suggestion that a F&M-led government would seek to resell the multi-billion-dollar resort, which recently celebrated its soft opening. She also denied ever speaking with Dr. Minnis about Baha Mar.
Now, if you want to talk about a scandal, the real scandal is Dr. Minnis promising to sell Baha Mar. That is in the Tribune and it is in the Guardian. And it is scandalous that he would jeopardize 1,600 Bahamian jobs.
Gibson also responded to questions about the sale of the Cable Beach Resort to CTF Enterprises.
The Prime Minister made it very clear. Completed, opening and successfully operated. Full stop.
As for when the sealed Bahama documents would be made public, the AG said,
I told you April.
Yes, you did.
Okay.
Reporting for our news, I'm April Sands.
While Progressive Liberal Party Chairman Bradley Roberts is continuing to downplay recent controversial revelations surrounding the PLP, Free National Movement Chairman Sidney Cawley says it's clear the PLP is a party in turmoil. Jasmine Brown has that story.
Both men responded to the latest scandal to hit the PLP as it was revealed today that Marathon MP Jerome Fitzgerald's mother was allegedly given a National Insurance Board deal. Their comments came after the Tribune newspaper published the report that alleged the National Insurance Board sought to make Fitzgerald's mother the broker of record for its group health and property insurance business less than 2 months after the 2012 general election. Cawley calls it a clear conflict of interest and says it appears the blows keep on coming for the PLP.
The first thing that came to my mind is what else is there in this whole saga of conflict of interest for the Fitzgerald family.
This is the second major scandal Fitzgerald has been involved in this month.
May the 10th will tell the tale. Minister Fitzgerald, Minister Shane Gibson will all win their constituencies running away.
As for the shocking leaks themselves, Roberts chalked it up to nothing more than dirty politics. He called the attacks against Fitzgerald's family particularly tasteless.
Minister Fitzgerald's mother has been in the insurance business for many, many, many years. And she has gotten business under the F&M government and under the PLP government. She was at one time, some years ago, treasurer of the Free National Movement. So you can see it's all politics. Naked politics. They attacked his father the other day with regard to Bahama, now his mother. How low can they go?
Meantime, Cawley says Roberts' statements do not surprise him as he insists Roberts will do and say anything for the PLP.
That's Bradley Roberts. I have heard it all from Bradley Roberts. Bradley Roberts, the illustrious chairman of the PLP, have no shame when it comes to glossing over the corruption in his party.
Prime Minister Perry Christie has been relatively silent on the controversies, a fact Cawley says is frightening. Reporting for our news, I'm Jasmine Brown.
Well, Free National Movement leader Dr. Hubert Minnis last night asserted that the Progressive Liberal Party remains a greedy organization filled with out-of-control, arrogant, and disrespectful cabinet ministers. His comments came at an F&M rally in Golden Gates. Kyle Joaquin has more.
If you let them get back in, you can kiss our country goodbye.
Warning F&M supporters of what another 5 years under the PLP could bring, Minnis said if elected, he would hold his cabinet ministers accountable for their actions. With only 13 days left to the general election, Minnis said the recent controversy surrounding Marathon MP Jerome Fitzgerald and his denial that he did anything wrong proves that the party has an all-for-me mentality that doesn't benefit the country.
They are greedy and grabalicious. Jerome just didn't want a little contract. He wanted to hog up the limousine business. He forget that everybody have to eat in this country.
The F&M leader said the PLP is bold in its bad ways and blasted the Prime Minister for his silence on the matter. He said Fitzgerald knew what he was doing and that he could do whatever he pleased in a Christie administration.
Jerome is just like many of them in that PLP cabinet. They just want to hog up anything that comes their way. And don't forget Alison Maynard Gibson.
Minnis said she too must be made to resign or at least speak to the Fitzgerald issue. Greed was the hot topic of the night as candidate after candidate blasted the PLP government for its spending and selection of government contracts. The Free National Movement tonight takes its campaign to San Salvador. For our news, I'm Kyle Joaquin.
The F&M leader also addressing rumors that he plans to replace his deputy leader, Peter Turnquest, if the F&M wins the upcoming election. Win, lose, or draw, Minnis says he is sticking with the East Grand Bahama MP.
I can say that there's one position I have fixed in my head, and that is the deputy Prime Minister and Deputy Leader of this country, and that is Peter Turnquest. And be assured that Peter is my deputy now, and after winning the government, Peter will remain as my deputy.
Meanwhile, the bad behavior and controversy surrounding candidates of all three major political parties may have an impact on the general election. That according to an incumbent candidate for Long Island, Loretta Butler Turner, who says she believes voters are disappointed with the candidates they have been presented with.
I think that is what is causing a lot of apathy. People are disappointed. People are hungry for knowledge. People are hungry for what you're going to do.
From the economy to job creation and crime reduction, Butler Turner says the real issues of the upcoming election have been buried by headlines of candidates behaving badly. But now, she says, it's time for a shift.
I think this whole apathy is based on the fact that we have created great dependency, feeling that if you're friends, family, or lovers with the person in charge, then you'll get a free ride. We cannot build a nation based on that type of political dependency, that type of political favoritism.
In this election, like those before, she says women and young people will play crucial roles in who will make up the next government of the Bahamas. But voters must ensure that they are not used and discarded after putting a political party in office.
We've got to remember, women have really been left out of the mix. Women are still having to kowtow to many things that males just have and take for granted. Young people have been let down. They've been used as pawns to get a political party into position, and they've been discarded right after that election is over.
Still to come on our news, the new Christian Council president speaks out on crime, plus celebrating Girls in ICT Day. That's coming up when our news returns.